Onward Headhunting is the source for elite M&A, operations, and finance executive talent exclusively for private equity funds and their high-growth portfolio companies. When top-tier leadership seems impossible to find, Onward delivers with speed and accuracy. This is retained search built to shape the future of your most important assets. Learn more on LinkedIn or visit onwardheadhunting.com to start the conversation. And let's move your most critical executive searches onward.
This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. These are the 5 stories of the week. So, and thank you for listening. First, the 5 stories of the week are as follows. There's first, I'll talk about the Jimmy Kimmel story. Jimmy Kimmel suspended by Disney and ABC. Again, I'm a huge believer in free speech. I hate cancel culture. ABC, Disney has complete right to fire this guy if they want to fire him. The flip side is I hate the idea of the government getting involved in it in any way, shape, or form. So I'm fine with them firing him. I hate the idea of the FCC talking to Disney or ABC. You know, it's this very fine line. That's the first story. The second story, the Fed cut rates by 25 basis points. The Nasdaq is now up 17% year to date. The S&P is now up 13% year to date. The markets hit record highs this week and surged as the Fed signaled that more rate cuts are coming. That's our second big story of the week. The third big story of the week, Nvidia invests $5 billion in Intel. Intel was up nearly 26% on the news. The U.S. and Intel will both be investors in Intel. There's a number of factors driving these investments. The U.S. has to be chip dependent, just like we used to be energy independent. We have to be chip independent. It is what it is, but that's what we're seeing. The fourth big story this week, the job markets are getting scarier. This is also driving the Fed to cut rates. One of the great challenges that Powell has is trying to decide between jobs and inflation. We have a separate podcast on that, but a really challenging situation. Finally, the fifth story we're following today is the proportion of spend by the highest income class compared to everyone else is its highest level in almost 50 years. This is a very challenging outcome on many different levels because so many people experience America in different ways. If you're part of the asset class and you've been winning because the markets are going up, terrific. If in contrast, you don't own assets and you're just dealing with inflation and a tougher job market, not so good. A really challenging situation. In any event, those are the 5 big stories that we're following today. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you very, very much.